That was a great one, and we all have problems, but you got to respect them for the fact that they have problems and they're trying to work them out too.
Judge Cunningham, one of the things that you're noted for is that you will stay in the chambers until an issue has been resolved. One of the attorneys said that about you. What gives you that kind of staying power, or you know, what drives you to do that? Yeah.
Well, I love justice. I wanted to be a lawyer since I've been about 19 years old, and I wanted to be a judge since I was 20. I had the unique opportunity to meet Justice Thurgood Marshall when I was very young, and I was so impressed with his kindness and his willingness to meet with me. At that time, I was an intern from USC, and USC, very good institution. Plug the Trojans, go Trojans. They had what was called the Washington, D.C. semester. And I had the unique opportunity to work for the executive circuit director, who at that time was a guy by the name of Charles Nelson, who called himself Captain Nelson. That time, this was in around 1975. I think he's my age. The age that I am now, he was in his mid-50s. He was a World War II vet from U.S. intelligence, Navy intelligence. And he knew everyone, including a lot of the judges. And so as I worked with him, and he used to tell me a ton of war stories, and I would listen intently. So I think I gained favor with him. So he says, well, who would you like to meet in Washington, D.C.? So I had a list. John Sirica, Judge John Sirica from Watergate fame was one of them. I met him. I had Justice Marshall on there, and I thought it was a long shot. But I had an opportunity to meet with him and kind of have a brown bag lunch thanks to Captain Nelson. And in meeting, the fact that Justice Marshall would take the time at the urging of Captain Nelson to meet with me told me a lot about people who are in the judiciary, at least at that very young age, and it motivated me to become a judge. Plus, I learned a lot from him. He was quite a man.
Do you find that many of the judges fit within his profile and high standing?
Well, after 25 years plus of practice, it's all over the board. I won't say that every judge was like that, but certainly some of the judges that I've met, and even I clerked for Terry Hatter, who is a U.S. District Court judge, currently Central District of Los Angeles, and he very much had that same demeanor and temperament of being there out of public service and a sense of duty and the fair administration of justice.
It's a hard thing to do, too.
It is a hard thing to do.
You know, I have to I have to say something, because we've got like less than 5 minutes. This show has gone by so fast that in the article, people can read this again. It was in the Daily Journal, March 5th article about Judge David S. Cunningham III. I love your name. Is that you have so many people that I respect that truly respect you. You know, there's just Kolodny and Anto, and there's these are just awesome people. And they mentioned some quotes from Wasser, DeCarolis. These people are awesome, and they respect you. And
I do too, but but I'm not one of these high-end people. These guys are the real big shots, so if they respect you, it's really something.
Wait, and he's hanging out with us on
I know. These are the big guys.
But, and you know what I really love about you, and that I am just in awe of, once again, you were at Meet the Judges in Beverly Hills. There were probably like, I think there were 39 judges there, officials, 37, 39. One of my favorite things that just endears me is that your grandmother, I liked the fact that you listened to your grandmother. And my mother would like the fact that you listen to your grandmother. Me too. But in Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 2, and I like the fact that the article mentions that when promises and blessings come to those who obey the Lord, do you know so many of us would stay out of trouble if we would just do the right thing? So I would like to know, in the next 3 minutes or in closing, for you, Judge Cunningham, if we had to come before your courtroom, what would be a key that you could give me that would help me in life?
Well, if you were an attorney, I think the first thing I'd want is to make sure that you take your charge in the people you represent to know what their problem is to really try to think of a solution to help them, and to not merely be there to charge them. So frequently, from the attorney side, I've had some attorneys in my courtroom that I think, did you ever interview this person? I know more about your client and their problem than you do, and you're charging them. And that is sort of a pet peeve. I think at least know what you're there for, and also really try to help, which I think many lawyers, including Madeleine, is a good example of them, that really do try to problem solve. And you'll hear me frequently say, I don't want to hear the history of failed negotiations. I want to problem solve. And I think that's, especially in the context of family law, you really want to try to solve problems, move people through the system, bring some certainty so that they can move on with their lives. The other thing with respect to the litigant, particularly when you're talking, because typically the family law matters involve the three most important things to people in their life: their children, their home, and their significant other. Now, sometimes it's significant others, which is part of the reason that people wind up in dissolution. But to have them remember that it's always better if you can reach some fair and equitable resolution independent of the courts. But I'm there to make decisions, but I want people to be civil and recognize that you can disagree without being disagreeable.
Amen.
That's right.
And that's the most important thing. And I'm going to be fair. I'm not going to favor one party over the other. And there are many lawyers that come in my courtroom who I like and I know, but I always follow the facts.
Thank you for being here on The Answer of the Lips, 818-831-8809. Dr. George, thank you for being here on The Answer of the Lips.
My pleasure.
Judge Cunningham, thank you for being
What was that
here.
number again?
818-831-8809.
Thank you.
Right to
Madeleine,
her
thank
and
you
get
for
a
being
copy
here.
of
Thank
this.
you. Wanda, the great host.
Oh my God.
Great
Well, this went by really, really